The Great Stink of London, a river's wake-up call to the world. The Great Stink of London, when a river became a public health emergency overnight. Imagine, if you will, the summer of 1858 in London, a city alive with the vibrant bustle of industry and commerce. Now, picture a sweltering heat wave blanketing the city, intensifying not just the temperature, but also something far more odorous. Yes, on the banks of the River Thames, an intangible but omnipresent menace began to pervade the air. A stench so putrid, it choked the very city it once gave life to. The Thames had turned into a heaving sewer, its waters bloated with waste, and its banks littered with refuse. The citizens of London, from aristocrats to paupers, found themselves united in their peals of disgust as the smell grew overwhelming, even unbearable. We're talking about a stench that twisted noses and roiled stomachs, a putrescent pall which no one could escape. Imagine the scene: the Houses of Parliament themselves being embroiled in the odor carnage, with politicians dabbing noses with handkerchiefs drenched in aromatic spirits in a futile attempt to mask the malodorous air. This was not just a city inconvenience, it was a public crisis, one that threatened the heart of Britain's governance. As the fetid air thickened, business ground to a halt, sending a wafting message that something had to be done. But how did we get here? What was the London of the 1850s like before this aromatic catastrophe? Picture this: a rapidly growing metropolis, the marvel of contemporary civilization, yet wrestling with its own progress. The Industrial Revolution had transformed London, bringing people and prosperity, but little thought was given to its impact on the city's infrastructure. Cesspools were commonplace, overflowing with the waste of millions, seeping into the streets and ultimately the Thames, the city's ancient artery. London was booming, but it was a house built on a ticking time bomb. People from across the globe thronged to its streets, but no one paused to consider the Victorian waste they left behind. The stench, perhaps, was inevitable, a grim reminder of a city teeming with people but starving for proper sanitation. It was a city caught between astounding growth and primitive waste management, a train heading toward a colossal and malodorous crash. What seemed to be the epitome of human achievement was compromised by neglect. And so, this was the stage set for the Great Stink, a backdrop of progress entwined with the fetters of filth. Enter the characters in this revolting yet revolutionizing tale. At the heart was Joseph Bazalgette, a name perhaps mundane in sound but monumental in impact. Bazalgette was the chief engineer for London's Metropolitan Board of Works, and he would become the hero that the city needed, though perhaps not the one it deserved. A methodical man of vision, Bazalgette surveyed the underestimated enormity of the problem with calm determination. In the halls of Parliament, Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli found himself facing a crisis both embarrassing and unignorable. Can you imagine the consternation? Imagine statesmen futilely waving scented pocket squares in air that was nearly solid in its stench. They realized that here was a challenge needing unparalleled resolve. Yet it swallowed their very drive with every choking breath. Outside these halls, the common people, factory workers, scholars, and shopkeepers played their reluctant part as unwilling sniffers, pushing with their discontent the winds of change. Drama and despair enveloped all, as a chorus of complaints rose from every corner of the city. Collectively, these characters would drive London towards the most daring sewer reforms of its time. The catalyst came with the oppressive heatwave that summer, turning the river's scent from unpleasant to unbearable, transitioning from a gentle warning to an urgent cry. Nostrils flared and tempers rose as the catastrophe of stink enveloped the cityscape. But it was in this cloud of acrid despair that necessity became the mother of invention. Amidst the humidity's height, with the putrescence breaking all civility, Parliament had to take action. It was no longer a matter of city pride, but survival. Discussions on how to tackle this seemingly insurmountable problem became the order of the day. The government, like a colossus awakening from slumber, channeled resources to Bazalgette's bold vision. The plan? To construct an engineering marvel, a sewer system like none before, one that would supply the city with relief and pave the way for modern sanitation. With the urgency spurred by discomfort, transformation lurked on the horizon, as blueprints were inked and land was prepared for the Great Dig. London, poised on the precipice of revolutionizing its future, faced the daunting task with renewed vigor. Fast forward as the once insurmountable task began to be realized through sheer human ingenuity and tenacity. The Thames Embankment took form, a network of subterranean tunnels meticulously carved out to divert the detritus of a teeming city. This was the birth of London's modern sewer system, a testament to the enduring power of human innovation. What a thing of beauty it became, these tunnels, vast underground realms of brickwork carrying the undesirable but essential. Bazalgette's vision proved magnificent, not only cleansing the river, but also catalyzing a worldwide realization of the importance of sanitation. The stench, now a thing of the past, life once again flowed down the Thames. The impact was profound, the lessons eternal. The project became a beacon of hope and a model of urban reform worldwide. Today, Bazalgette is remembered as an unassuming yet unrivaled revolutionary. Through adversity, he's sculpted a path that paved the way to a healthier future, all sprouting from the loathsomeness of the Great Stink. As we close this chapter, let us ponder how a city's darkest hour became its brightest solution, leaving a legacy that still reminds us today. Never underestimate the power of a single, humbling sensory experience.